Okay, we're trying something new right now. I hear myself in my ears and I'm trying to like ignore it. Oh, it's so weird. Now, I don't know if you guys, oh God, it's so hard to pay attention. I don't know if you guys realize like I can hear an echo of myself. I hope you guys don't hear it. So we're going to find out in a second. Oh, it's so weird. How do people do this? Okay, paste that. Okay. Sorry, I just all it told me here is like my ear. I hear myself, and it's weird. I don't know how much I like it. People say this is like the best way to do things, but like, oh dear, I don't know. This is already like all I hear is myself instead of like thinking what I'm gonna say. It's really hard to explain the feeling. Like, should I show what I hear right now? Do you guys hear echo creeping? Like, do you hear me echoing? You shouldn't, but you might be able to. So let me show you. Oh, God. Let me show you what I hear. Okay, this is what I hear. Now, you guys should be hearing an echo right now. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Now it should be fixed. I don't know. Wait, I'm quiet? Am I quiet? Test. That's better. Sounds good. Slight echo. It's not the room. It's my... Am I quiet? Test. Okay. I'm not... Okay. How is this? Is this better? Can you hear me better? This should be like where it was before. Okay. I know what's happening. Bear with me. This is the first stream where I can hear myself talk. And I am talking slower because I hear myself and it's bothering me. Dude, it's so weird. It's like not a delay, but like I hear just enough where now I hear what you guys hear. And it's so weird. So now, hopefully we don't have any issues. Here's the big test. How does audio sound? Okay. Ow. That hurt me more than it hurt you. It's so weird. How do people stream like this, dude? How do people hear themselves? It's so weird. Okay, hold on. Let me... I don't know how we're going to play music. I don't know how we're going to play music. Because... Oh, you guys don't hear it. Wait, what if I switch it? Hold on. Does that work? One second. Advanced audio properties. Outputs, and I should hear an echo. Monitor only. Okay. So now you guys should not hear an echo, but you're hearing myself. Okay. Do you guys, am I quieter? I shouldn't be. So here is what we're going to try. We're going to try playing desktop audio. Do you guys hear this? I guess I can just record it and see. Boop, 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 boop. I know you guys can hear my audio, but I don't know if you can hear... Let's see. Oh, you can't. Oh, shit. You can't hear the audio. Okay, I kind of figured. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch to monitor only. Okay, now I'm not muted. They're separate channels. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Okay, everything's back to where it was last stream. Okay, so that's weird. So we're back to where we were before. Now I don't hear myself talk, thank God. I don't know how much I like that. People say it's what you should be doing. Oh, hello. Oh, wait, I'm gonna be over here. Chat! People say it's what you should be doing in order to like hear yourself better so you hear what the stream hears. I don't know how to separate the desktop audio from what you guys hear, if that makes sense, because I need the desktop audio in order to play music. It's kind of complicated. Code Toil, Cream Pain, Space Cadet. Hello. Welcome to the programming stream again. Oh, Path of Exile looks great. Can't wait. It really rubs me the wrong way. Nothing wrong. I just remember a core memory about a really weird dude asking me if I want to get to his place and check out his deck class in C++ during a university. I declined. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Anyway, this is where we're at. It looks pretty juicy, right? It's back to the ye old days. Also, we still never fixed this, did we? We never did fix that. Let's do that real quick. Hold on. We're gonna make a hand today. Today's the day. Okay. Where's my card thing? Okay. So what is moving here? So if Y location plus the length of the card, so the height, I guess, is then moved into the bottom corner, then flip it up. Okay, I got you. I got you. So this is M location Y plus mouse location Y plus 40. Plus the length of the card, which is 452. Now we're gonna see what happens here. Okay. That didn't change anything. Oh. Uh-oh. That did something. Huh. That doesn't seem right. Oh, it's adding. Oh, whoops. It should be subtracting. Sorry. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, sweet. We still needed to go down more. I don't know why it's stopping in the middle of the card, but that's kind of what I wanted, where it goes up to the corner. So it's here, and then it flips back. We go to the left, it flips to the side. We go down, nothing happens, but if you go to the left and then go down, boop, but it takes too long to get there. It should be like right here. Okay, so why is that going so high? Oh, it's here, the parameter. If the Y value plus height minus 40 is greater than the height of the resolution of the screen, which is the bottom of the screen. So this is different. Wait, what is mlocation.h? What is that value? Is that like a temporary thing I have? mlocation is an SDL frect, which is updated by the size of the art. Oh, that's why. So we don't need mlocation.h. We need the rendered bottom of the background art, which is... Oh, temp location. I guess mart is a value, but it's not going to know where to render. It'll render through temp location. So I think this is going to be the height of the card, which is 452. That's where that number comes from. So 452. And we do minus 40 there for a variety of reasons. And then this is correct because we want it to be the bottom right of the card. Okay, this should have fixed it. So left, up, beautiful, and then we go down. Oh, there we go. Oh, you guys were haters. You didn't believe, did you? Oh, nobody believed. Boom, boom. Ah, it's so beautiful. Now the right side also needs fixed, but that's easy to fix as well. So the left value is going to be that minus 296. This is not the height of the art. I don't even know why plus height is there. It should be minus or plus 296. Go. Then we go to the right, so boom, and well, fuck. Oh, I do want it to switch, don't I? Oh, that's still awkward. So I still need the Y value to go off. That's difficult. But shouldn't it go off here? Oh, but I guess it doesn't read this first then, huh? Oof. That's fine for now, right? Because you'll never really highlight over here anyway. Steam Deck is the only one that may have an issue. But we'll worry about that later. That's fine. This is good enough for now. I'm happy. Wait. Oh, no, this is broken. Oh, shit. There we go. Okay, now that's unbroken. And this is rebroken. Well, actually, you know what? I know why. It's a separate if statement that needs to happen because we're going to the top right. So this is solved because it goes to the top right of the mouse. But if we go up here, it also stays on the top right because both statements are true. Yeah, because that's making the Y value go true. Okay, well, shit. Well, I guess I could just do another if statement. If, and we just repeat this again. If m location dot y, whatever, then we make everything true, but in reverse. So then it's going to be, I want the card to be bottom left of the mouse, so it's on the top right corner. So we need the X value to move up plus 296 minus 296, excuse me. And then the Y value to be the same as before. Okay, let's try that. Oh, there we go. Oh, chat, we did it. All right, cards visible at all four corners. You all didn't believe, did ya? Nobody believed. Maybe a unit test could be used to confirm correct behaviors. Testing? Listen, chat, we don't work for a corporation. We don't need 100% corrections. No other programmer is gonna look at this but me, so I don't even need good naming conventions. All right, so that's done. All right, sweet. That is complicated, but it makes sense. Now, is it good to run 3 nested if statements? Probably not, but whatever. It's good. It's not gonna be ran that often. And it's not like you're gonna be running around with this card anyway, right? It's gonna be just, if you see a card like in the top right corner, it's not crushing you. And if you're on Steam Deck, it doesn't destroy you. That piece of shit. There was this one guy from French class in high school that shorted wall outlets with graphite out of boredom. Damn. Also, somebody made me a spooky ghost. See? Look, the little pet changes color too. I don't know if you guys saw that. The little pet can change color with me. Boop. 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 Ooh. Boop. Oh, okay. White is off limits. Pika's looking a little funky too, but hey, maybe he's just a sick guy. Yummy programmer art. What do you mean, Korgazal? This isn't programmer art. This is actual art. Well, okay, the background is UI art. Okay, I'll admit that. That's my B. But like, the actual art of the card, no, that's legit. Yeah, the background and stuff is all me, so you know, it's pretty obviously like custom UI. All right, so fuck that. We're done with that. Now we make a hand module. I think it's time. I think we can't distract enough. This is gonna be complicated, so enjoy this build while you can, because you're not gonna see this for a bit while we get everything set up in the hand, but there you go. Also, we gotta find space for where to have the deck stats at. Oh, whatever. Okay, so, where's my new module? So view, solution explorer, add, module, boop, hand. Okay, what do we need in our hand module? Well, it's a module interface. Oh my God. We're gonna export the name hand. We're gonna import the standard library. Will we need any recs? Yes, to render with. SDL.header wrapped in a module. Do we need audio here? Is the hand ever gonna play any audio? I don't think so. I think we're just gonna have like an observer set up, but I don't need I don't need audio for that. I can just set up an observer thing in another class. Who is the squishy dog thing? It's fan art by Space Cadet. Don't you like it? It's cute. We don't have a name for him yet. I'm just calling him Little Goo right now. Looks chrome. Okay, so we have our STL header standard library. So we're gonna have export class hand. So what is a hand going to consist of? It's going to have a standard array, not G-slice array, thanks, game, of int 7 cards, right? Well, how big do we want our hand to be? Is it, hold on. What? Oh. Oh my God. How big do we want our hand to be? 7 was traditional elements of the game, but is there a problem with having more cards than that? Fractal becomes an issue. How readable is this text if we actually used this as like everything? It's pretty readable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we'll stick with 7. We'll stick with the original game. So hand size 7. What else do we care about? We care about an SDL rect F for F rect. And we're gonna have that be like mouse over. Do I need anything for mousing over the hand? I know every individual odd number of cards is most aesthetic. Oh, I didn't know that. So here's what I'm thinking, chat, is if you highlight a card in your hand, it glows. But the way it's going to appear in your hand and the way it's going to appear on the field is going to be the same thing. Although it doesn't have to be. In any case, when you mouse over an object, it lights up. It has less transparency than before, is kind of what I'm getting at, right? At the very least. So we are going to need an F-rect when we mouse over, but it's not going to be for the whole hand. It's going to be for the instance. I think we need a struct. Struct card in hand. And this struct of card in hand is going to have mouse over information. It's gonna need we need to import font. Import font. And font class is called what? Card font. Color, render rect, M width, M height. Why didn't I just call this font? Why did I make card font? We're gonna use that throughout the whole game. Okay, so we're gonna make it, and we're just gonna have a card font. Text on card. Card in hand. We're gonna have 7 cards in hand. Which means we're gonna need a standard array. Oh no, this already contains the size of the hand. So we'll have instances of integers, except instead of integers, it's gonna be... Do we need instances of cards? I'm debating, chat. Do we need... What do we want our object type to be in our hand? Does it have to be an integer? If it's an integer, then we would just use our... I'm looking for it. Card ID. Do we just need the card ID and then we grab the art and everything relative to that? Is that possible? How would you do that? If the hand class contains 7 integers every integer is a stand-in for an ID, can I just take that number and display all of the art and stuff relative to that? That's going to be difficult. I guess I could just call function if then, like if new card in hand and not identified, then identify it via the ID number. In which case you would search through the creature data. Yeah, it would have to be your creature data vector, and then it would search, and when you match the creature to the ID number, then display the graphics of that creature. I could do that. You could name it Squishy Dog Thing. Oh, I don't know if I want to name him Squishy Dog Thing. That's mean. Isn't the ID for identifying the type of card? You could have two of the same card in your hand, and that would screw that up. Why? It's not like we have instances of cards, it's just instances of integers. And when the integer is identified, then display the graphic of the ID that it matches and all that, right? It's not like it itself is a card, it's a representation of a card. ID as an index to an array element holding the info? I think that's unnecessary. I think all this has to be the hand itself, ignoring anything else. I think all the hand is just an array of 7, max 7 cards, where every element is just an ID number. And then from there, when we display whatever it is, maybe it's in the class module, maybe it's not, or the hand module, maybe it's not. But when it reads that ID number and we're rendering everything for the game, it then searches, or it already knows, if that ID number is already identified, then render graphic or render text or do whatever you need to do, you know? I think that's all I have to do. It doesn't seem that difficult. I don't think we need to have like a card, like full on array where we grab all the information of a card. I think that's unnecessary. I think it just needs to be an int. So now when we mouse over one of those elements, one of those identified things, which is now a card in, oh, never mind. We're making this class. So this is private information. And this will be public information. Oh, and then an SDLF rect render box. Okay, so no, I don't need this. I'm debating, would the render box information be in the card in hand or would it be in hand? I'm thinking card in hand is an instance. In other words, if you have like 3 cards in your hand, you know, oh wait, this can be a card in hand. Oh, that's better. So you have custom struct or class, whatever this is, and then a hand is made up of 7 of these, up to. And every one of those contains a mouse over, a render box, a text on card. The only issue with that is now how do we get the ID number of whatever we draw? Because our deck class already takes care of that. It's already made up of a vector of integers, right? So when we go into the game, we take all the elements of our making deck vector when we took cards out of it, added cards to it, do a 1-for-1 copy on a new vector finished deck that's going to be changing and removing elements and adding elements, whatever it is, right? That new vector is going to be a vector of integers. So it would be easiest if we just made this an integer. Alternatively, we could just give this hand ID and then find a way when you draw out of the deck to make a card in hand have a certain ID. That does seem better. Gary, you could make a standard map from IDs to card builders where card builders can be used to make cards from the ID. Oh. Not binary semaphore. What is this? IntelliSense. Map is a sorted associative container that contains key value pairs with unique keys. Keys are sorted by using the comparison function compare. Search, removal, and insertion operations have a logarithmic complexity. Maps are usually implemented as red-black trees. Iterators of map iterate in ascending orders of keys, where ascending is defined by the comparison that was used for the construction. Is this really what we should be using, you think? I've seen unordered maps plenty, but an actual map, is that really the best operator here? Why not just use a vector or an array? There's only 7 elements. It's not like it matters what we use. It's only 7 elements. I think we'll be fine. Card builders can be used to make cards. Oh, we'll just use a JSON file for that. In terms of just like, unless you're saying like a factory or something in game where you construct cards out of IDs, I think that's unnecessary and overkill. I think all you have to do is just have an ID integer value being tossed around, and depending on where that integer value is what graphics to display and why, because it's relative to a vector. It's only when it's on the field that it will then, you know, display all the information of the card module, which is all this crap for like font and everything, which is like this information, the actual like Maxwell's pillar thing, right? It's only when it's on the field does it actually like do anything relative to the card. So with that being said, if every card in hand takes the ID, has a mouse over frect, so if your mouse is over it, what happens? SDL frect, render. Oh, also, we're gonna use that same mouse over box for when you click the card. It's gonna matter. it's gonna matter, I think, because you don't want a situation where cards are overlapping each other and you click and you play both cards. You really run the risk of that. Something we gotta be careful of. So that's why I wanted to separate the render box from the mouse over box. So, in other words, when you have whatever the highest element is on the array is gonna have the biggest mouse over box, you know? Then again, rather than resizing it, we could just have another frect for bottom, like mouse over bottom. So now I just, whatever the mouse over bottom box is, that is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be big, right? But if it's a card that's behind another card, we're gonna have another one called mouse over, which is just the standard 6 out of the 7 elements are gonna have the mouse over box, which is gonna be tiny, not tiny, but smaller. And then mouse over bottom, the very bottom card, because the cards are listed in ascending order, so the bottom card is the most visible, right? That's gonna have a bigger box you can highlight and click on, so that's why we do that. Render box is fine. Card font, which is not the card font, but it's just displaying font in the game. We're gonna have text on the card. We also need a card font. Wait, do I need separate card fonts for shadows? I do. Yeah, I do, because, yeah, Bool Shade. Okay, that's fine. Text on card shadow, card font, cost of card, card font, cost of card shadow. We have to have shadows. It's just, I don't know if you would ever display this text on the card without drop shadows. It's just, it's so impossible to read. Standard map int card ID to card. Isn't that kind of overkill though? Well, maybe not overkill, but unnecessary, right? I don't know. I don't think that's necessary. I think we'll be fine. I think we just search a vector for every creature. Actually, if we're really smart about it. No, we have to allow every creature to be searched, right? The idea is that we would search like creature data or like all card data, whatever we put it under, right? In this case, every card we've made so far is a creature. So the idea here is we would have creature data. So we would search through that. And when the card is identified, set some Boolean value to true. We should just do that. Boolean match. Here, we'll do is matched. Is ID matched? There we go. That's what we want. So when the ID is matched, we don't run a bunch of if statements anymore. If you have a lot of cards, it could get really slow to search each one. We could get pretty clever about it. Remember, there's 12 elements in the game, right? So we could just have it like quickly search through every element. Okay, you found the element. Great. Search through if it's actually, it's even easier than that, because what we can do is we could search if it's a creature or a spell or anything, because the way we're going to set up our ID numbers is the ID numbers themselves already have a bit of logic to it. So 1 implies it's a creature. 01 is the element, gravity. 01 is the ID of the individual card that is a creature of gravity. Maxwell's Pillar. 2 is it's a relic. 00 is entropy. And 01 is the card number. So like there is a bit of logic to it. So we could just, it shouldn't be that bad, right? I don't know. I think it's fine. If we were really desperate, we could make vector of vectors of vectors, where we have a vector for all cards in the game that contains vectors of the 12 elements cards. And then we have the gravity vector that contains the creature vector that contains an Odiug, right? So vector that contains all cards, vector that contains relics, vector, or actually we do element first, vector that would contain gravity cards, vector that would contain relics, vector that contains Maxwell's Pillar, or whatever it is, right? That's kind of what we could do if we were really desperate. I just think it's unnecessary. I feel like there's so little. You're only gonna have like 31 cards. Well, actually, that's not fair. I guess theoretically you could have a card put into your deck that was not there at game start, so that's not really fair. Okay, so that's gonna be the card in hand. Mouse over bottom, render it. Text on card, cost of card. I'm not thinking of it on the field, I'm thinking of it in terms of where your hand. When you mouse over it, it's gonna glow. If ID matched isn't true, we're gonna search for the ID number, or the card based on the ID number. I think this is all I need to display it in hand. Everything we can do afterward, like visual stuff, is all just gonna be based on this information. I think that's all I need to just display the card in hand. The hand itself is gonna contain logic, where it's like, how to add cards to this array, all that stuff. // how to add / remove from array. What else does this care about? How to... I need information about, like, hold on, I know what we're gonna do. Bool is player. Well, no, it'd best be better if it was like is enemy. Because if it is enemy, then we need to hide the cards. So we do need to care about that, right? How to hide. That's something this would do. / swap graphics. Okay, so that's something the hand would need to do, is if it's the enemy, don't display the card, basically. Do we need to worry about obfuscating, like security wise, if we do networking? When we do networking, is that something we're gonna have to worry about in the networking part of it, like the ability to not cheat? Or is that something that's gonna be, Oh, wait, no, we do have to think about this. The game's not always online though, right? So everything must be stored locally. I guess I could just make it where it's like game on is online equal boolean is online equals true. Then we can do something with the hand class to like make it where if an enemy draws a card into the array, then the ID itself is obfuscated to one of the players. But we have to be careful because there's ways to see the enemy hand. I guess just seeing the enemy hand makes the ID numbers known. How is the game going to convert the card ID to card objects? Well, the idea is that with that ID number under, well, because we're gonna need to make it here. Probably we could do that first. The idea here is that we're gonna search every element of the array for is ID matched. Or I guess every card is going to have that, but whatever. Is ID matched? If it's not ID matched, then it'll take this int hand ID, which is found from the deck. Then it would search the vector of, I'm gonna say every card in the game, but there's ways to make that easier. It would search every card in the game with quotation marks, we'll say that, every card in the game. And then if it finds the ID match, then is ID matched equals true, then you have everything you need. Once you have the ID matched, you now have the creature. You have all the information. You have font, or not font. You have the name. It has ability, fucking display this when it's highlighted in your hand, that kind of deal, right? So it's like up here, it's like blue, 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 blue. Like, oh, you can see the card and all the cost and everything. So that's the goal. This mouse over, by the way, or mouse over bottom, those are going to be displaying that card graphic when you highlight the card. So that's why those exist. And when you click the card, you don't click multiple cards at once on accident by clicking the very top card, you know? Stuff like that. When would hand IDs not be ID matched? When you draw the card. Basically, when you draw the card from your deck, well, not even just that, when any card gets added to your hand, what happens if you fractal? What happens if you fractal like an Odiug or something? Fractal being you fill your hand with target creature, right? Well, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get 6 ID numbers into your hand. Well, what does that mean? What does that do? Well, what your system is gonna do is like, okay, well, let's search to see what those ID numbers mean. I think that's how we do it. When would hand IDs not be ID matched? Yeah, when they get introduced to the hand, right? No maid? Iris the Slurm. Okay, you get a little bit of maid today because I'm feeling generous. Boom. There you go. No maid costume for little Goo yet. Are there hand IDs that do not match cards? No. Shouldn't be. Because really, at no point are we... This hand ID is based on, well, when you draw it for the first time, is based on your finished deck vector, right? Where you draw a card, so, you know, you remove an element of the vector from your deck and then add that ID number, that element into your hand, and then it identifies what the hand is, you know, or what should be in your hand. I think that's the logic there. Okay, and then we're also gonna, oh, I'm dumb. We're also gonna need a int cost of card. I guess I can just put cost. So that's gonna be the cost that we just have to know because that's the number it's gonna display. Besides here, obviously, but just we need to know how much to pay. Oh, no, we don't. It's gonna grab that information from the card itself, right? Which has no information about cost yet, because the text you see on there are not based on elements. It's based on me typing that in. Except the ability. The ability changes. So let me show you. So we have the ability to change the ability. So all we have to do is just go to Maxwell's pillar here, go from Paradox to Devour, play. Oh, look at that! Ability changed, and cost changed, and font changed, and all that juicy stuff. See Media Canada, your name looks like chlamydia, but hello, thank you. So yeah, now we have the ability to change like ability and text, so that's good. That accounts for that paradox. That accounts for that. The problem we have now is cost. Well, hold on, let's think about this. I guess this is a problem we need to solve now. How do we display numbers in the game, chat? How do we, because every text that you see on that card is a texture that was made at the start of the game. It's not something we just draw on a whim, you know? We have a font class, it's a true type font, you know? I'm thinking on game loading, do you think it would be weird if we rendered like the numbers 1 to 100 in a vector for textures, or like a number vector or something? Is that how you would normally do that? There's no way you're gonna make a font texture for a number as that number appears in the game. That would destroy your memory. Welcome back, Space Cadet. So when is the state of a card being unmatched useful? Then hand ID is just a glorified card pointer? Yes. When is the state of a card being unmatched useful? Well, it can be, Ray March. Think about it this way. What if there was a card in the game that was like, add a card to your opponent's hand, but he doesn't see what it is? Whatever that effect or whatever the balance would be, right? The next card your opponent draws, he can't see it until the next turn, you know? So it's like face down in your deck. In that case, it's good that we don't search the ID, because you don't want a system where somebody can hack the game and just know what the ID number is before it's even shown. Although I guess there is an ID attached to it. Oh no, but the Boolean would be false. So yeah, they wouldn't know. Is this some sort of server-side thing? Not sure I can follow. Also, what would happen if the hand ID ends up being an invalid value? Well, we can figure that. We can figure fail states and all that. Well, hold on. Let's bring out paint. Flashbang. Okay. Wow. Oh god, that's so bright. So think about it this way, chat. When we have our deck contains ints, right? That's all our deck is just some array of integers, right? So when we go to our hand with it and we display all of our cards here, so yeah, we have our hand, right? And it has our cards and everything, you know? These are just integers. Now the idea is that when there is an integer found in your hand and it does not have an ID number associated with it, well, sorry, just to be clear, the integer is the ID. When that ID number is in your hand and it needs to know what graphic to display, then it just searches the card, so it knows what it is. It knows it's an Odiug or something, right? It knows that. So ID equals found. But what happens, chat, if you have a card in your hand and you don't want to show the player what it is? Well, you don't want to find the ID number for it, or to be clear, it will have an ID number, sorry. You don't want to find like the card art, the card text, the cost, or anything. That's not something you want to do yet. You only want to find it when you want to display this information to the player. So if there's something in your hand that you want to be hidden, like a card next opponent draws is vague to them until next turn, like a darkness card or something. Then you would want ID to be not found, so it would just remain empty or something. Like it would display like a default graphic. That's what's going through my head right now. Okay, Pat, I'll be back tomorrow. I have things to do. See you later, Iris the slime. See you later, alligator. Also, games have to render text at runtime all the time. Think about chat messages in an online game. Oh, no. I'm sorry. When you say render text, yes. Okay, that's what we're doing every frame already. Like this text on the screen right now, we're rendering text every frame. All 120 frames, you know? That's per second, right? Text is being rendered every frame. That's fine. I'm talking about like the creation of the texture of the numbers 0 through 1000 or something, right? That's the idea. Is that what we would do is we would have some vector with 1,000 textures on it on game loading and doing it in like some for loop or something. Also, games have to render text at runtime all the time. Game cannot possibly pre-compute all the ways in which Unicode characters are combined. It's quite often done on the CPU too. Computers are stupid fast and have stupidly big amounts of memory. It should be fine. Okay, maybe if it's once in a blue moon, but like we made the mistake, chat, of creating a new texture every frame instead of like making the texture and then rendering it separately. We were accidentally making the texture every frame. And let me tell you, chat, shit took a lot of gigabytes of RAM to close out of that program, or before we closed out of it. I feel like it's, I don't know, you gotta be a little careful about that. I guess it's fine to just create a new font if it's like warranted. Gotta be a little careful though. Bloop, bloop. In which case, if that's the case, we should export this. Make text, so it's gonna have the card font and everything, where all we need is a renderer, a font size, some text we want to display, and then the shade true or false. So we're gonna have 2 of these. So I guess we just call this function. Man, I'm glad I made a function out of that earlier. Sweet. As long as you properly clean up after yourself, you should be fine. Make the texture every frame, definitely thread safe at least. Okay, so we have to worry about deleting textures, but that's okay. That's fine. We can do it. We can do it. So I guess we need a or a destructor for card in hand, huh? That's probably gonna matter a lot. Right? Why is this not found? Oh! What? Wait, am I dumb? What do you mean function definitions? Like that? Wait a second. Void? Oh no, that did work. Okay. I was about to say. Okay, so card in hand, that can be defined later. Auto void? Doesn't work, right? Yep, does not, needs to have no line. But that's okay. Okie dokie, that's done. And basically the idea is we would just delete the font and everything as we go here. Did you reallocate the pixel memory for the text every frame, or did you just draw the text every frame into the same existing texture? So the idea, okay, let me just try to understand how TrueType font works. You have a TrueType font file. that contains all the font size information and everything, right? Then if I want to render the font onto the screen, a couple of steps need to happen first. First, we need to make a surface that then loads. Wait. No, I don't. I'm lying. What I have to do is using that TrueType font file and a font size, we then call TTF open font, which basically says, hey, TTF file, can you like tell me how to render this graphics at what resolution and all that good stuff? It's like, okay, here's your letters that you want, right? Or here's how you load the file. We set the color of the font. Then we create font from the path. So then we need a renderer, a text, and a Boolean value, but that's something I made, which is this function. So I was right. So we're gonna make a surface and then set the surface to whatever kind of font style we want. In this case, we're blending it, or we want blended, wrapped, so it wraps around a certain distance, the distance that we're gonna render at and everything. Once that surface is made, we're gonna make a texture out of that surface, and then we're gonna delete the surface. Chat, why am I setting the width and the height? Oh, okay, sorry, that's the render box the text is going to. And then the texture of the font is equal to that. That's kind of the idea here. That's the goal. I don't know how successful that's gonna be, but it's the goal. Once the texture is rendered though, right now, the way we have it, once the texture is made, sorry, it exists in the game, there is a SDL texture pointer to that specific piece of memory that contains, you know, some image in our computer. So the number 5, you know that? Or Maxwell's pillar, that phrase as well, the ability system, right? Once those, right now, those words and numbers are individual textures that are already preloaded by the time you're, excuse me, by the time you're moving a card around on the screen, the texture is already made. All we're doing is just rendering copies of that texture every time we move the card. That's all that means. So when I say texture, I mean an image that we can copy when we render something onto the screen. That's what I mean. Sleepy, time for some rest. Well, I'm trying to stream a lot today because tomorrow I'm gonna go hang out with the librarian and we're gonna watch a movie. So I don't know how late that's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be after stream or before. So I'm trying to push through a little bit of yawning here today so we can get a lot of content, because I've been cucking you guys recently. You guys have not been eating good on content. Oh, speaking of the librarian, she texted me. It was good. Chat. Okay, speaking of the dinner. Wow, perfect timing. Hey, so this is the conversation we had right before stream. Haha, want to come watch a movie tomorrow? That will give me time to put the bodies in the freezer. And I played along. I was like, good idea. Then we can warm them up before we eat. And then she said, chat, she's a librarian. Put those babies on defrost, then 2 minutes, chef's kiss. And I was like, damn, girl. Damn. Anyway, busy enough. The day flew by now that I'm pooped out. How was your day today? My day was dandy. I got that Riz, chat. We have a coffee shop run by, well, I'm gonna say inmates. I should be saying AICs, but usually people don't know what I mean. It's politically incorrect at our institution to call them inmates, but it's casual conversation. We have a coffee shop run by inmates, and they make a mean chai drooly face. Man, my Riz game is on point today. Twitch.tv. Perfect. I'm making tacos. What the fuck? Looks like the SDL font texture is already a texture with the pre-compute glyphs. Wrong. Well, correct, but bear with me a second. yes, the file itself, hold on, I'll show you. So the file itself already contains, this is the font we use, right? It already contains all the possible number and everything. The problem is that how do you render that onto the, how do you make a texture out of that? How do you know the width and the height? What you do is after you give it a font size, it'll automatically recalibrate between two different sizes. But more importantly, what it'll do is it'll make an image, a texture that you can then apply wherever or however you want. What we do is now that we know the width and the height of the texture, we then render it at that width and height. You don't want a situation where the width is slightly longer and it looks kind of weird. So the problem is how do you render something that's like 8,865? It's like, do you need a preloaded texture of that size, or do you make the new texture in the game as it's happening? Which is resource intensive, like extremely resource intensive. You're making a surface, you're copying a texture from the surface, you're setting the width and the height, then you're freeing the memory of the surface and you just keep the texture. Like calling that every frame 120 times a second is super expensive. Like I can't even begin to describe how much that would kill low-end computers. So I'm trying to debate how to do this. My thought process is, okay, well, what we can do is we can just render in a vector using some loop, like the numbers 1 to 1000 in its own, or 0 to 1000 in its own vector. Although I guess we could just render 0 to 9 and then just render those textures whenever we need them. So if something costs 10, we just render a 1 and a 0 next to each other. Oh. That would indeed be significantly easier than what I just described. Huh. Why would the pre-computed glyphs be different than you pre-computing 0 to 9? Listen, Rain March, you son of a bitch! We all gotta learn somehow. Chat, this background is way too weeb. Hold on. I gotta... You know what? Let's look at Fiverr for a second. Chat, we need art. And yes, I am distracting myself here. Let me log out so you don't see my name. Okay, we need art. Card art game. Go. I was thinking about commissioning art for the game. Okay, this is kind of what's on my mind right now. Okay, so. I don't want tarot card stuff. Like when I think of the art of Elements the game, I think of stuff like Odiug or something, right? Or Pest or Phoenix. Like basically it takes a creature and then it gives it a very simple background. So Mummy, Odiug. Why is it zooming out every time? So annoying. Ugh. Whatever. It's like, you get the idea, right? Complicated creatures, simple background. That's all that is. Gargoyle. Vampire. Doodle. Unused art of a fox, which I think is adorable. Forest spirit. Dragon. Maxwell's Pillar in our case. Unused art of a dragon. Doodle. I know what this is. Don't tell me. Chimera. Stuff like that. Complicated creature, simple art, right? So with that in mind, when we look at Fiverr, what are we looking at here? We're looking at something with complicated creatures. I almost like the maybe it is a concept art is the way to go. I don't want humanoids though. I don't need Elements. The game is not about humanoids. This card art's okay. I just I don't know. I look at this and I think AI art, but whatever. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, even this is too humanoid. There's no humans in Elements the game. It's just. It's so hard to find art that is like not human based, you know? I would have small numbers be pre-computed and draw bigger numbers on the fly. Yeah, I think you're right. My Fiverr is almost done. It's okay. We're not commissioning today. I'm just looking at options here. Plus, there's a lot of cards, chat. Okay, we only salvaged like 50-ish pieces of art from the original elements of the game from VRT, right? We just salvaged that. So there's another, I don't know, 150 pieces of art we're gonna need at minimum, at least. Well, actually, probably even more than that. More like 180 cards. And if they cost like, I was thinking of spending like $2,000 on all the card art in the game. Hold on, calculator. What is $2,000 divided by 180 cards? 11 bucks per card. That's no shot, right? No shot. If I have $2,000 and we say 50 bucks per card, that seems more reasonable, right? 40 cards? Chat, that's kind of spendy. I don't know. $2,000. Could I lowball somebody for like $20 a card? Ugh. That's gonna be some shitty cards. That's gonna be some shitty cards. There's no way they get paid for like maybe even 40 bucks. But even then, you're only getting like 50 cards out of it. That's interesting. Okay. Weird card art, simple background. It's not the best, but you know, it doesn't have to be. $35. Probably could swing that up to 60 cards. I bet I could. Chat, listen, we can pay them an exposure, okay? How many viewers do I have right now? 11. Think of the exposure you would get. Oh. And then again, I look at this and I'm like, ugh. Okay, we're not gonna make fun of artists here, okay? We're not making fun of artists. We're just picking out what's good for us here. Am I the only one that doesn't like the look of a tarot card? I must be the only one that thinks that way. Fantasy, that's a good one. Okay, hold on. Fantasy game art. Fantasy monster? I don't know how to phrase this word. I want to see people's monster art. I don't care about humanoid. Humanoids are easy. Monsters are hard. Concept art. See, that is perfect. That is right on the money of what I want. I would use art like this in the game. Yeah, it's a simple background. Maybe I would want something a little more than tan, but like the actual art, I think this is totally fine. Gary, check Discord, do it on a second monitor. Did I get my Fiverr for commissions? These are my new... Oh yeah, don't worry. We're oh my God. Space Cadet. Talk about perfect. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Wow. That is right on the money. I'm setting up my Fiverr for commissions. These are my thumbnails, my new gig setup. Here's aquatic creatures. Yeah, no kidding. Jesus. Okay, hold on. Check this out off stream. By the way, is your name Gary? Yes, that is my name. Thank you. It's known. Chat, you know I IRL streamed once, right? Guys, you know I IRL streamed, right? Wait, don't I have a picture of myself here? Hold on. Oh no, that was on the other computer, wasn't it? Hold on. Did I? Overlay design. God damn it. Why did I call something god? Oh, upload speed, of course. Oh, Casavia. Where's my picture of myself? That's that collab. Where the fuck is... I have a picture of myself. I just showed it recently. Oh, there I am. Okay, so well, this was a thumbnail. There I am. I'm pretty open about the way I look and everything. I'm pretty open about all of VTubing. I hate that hair. God, I'm so happy I got a haircut. Oh, so ugly. Jesus Christ. That wasn't even, by the way, this wasn't even a thumbnail. Hold on, I can get a better picture. I can do better. 1 second. 1 second. I gotta do you better. ExileCon. At ExileCon. Da-da-da-da-da. ExileCon. I got exit ticket. Okay, scroll up. July, thank you for the update. Siren song. If somebody asked that at ExileCon. 629. Until ExileCon. Meetup Discord. Oh my god, where is it? 721. When was ExileCon? Oh, there I am. Okay, so let me show you a picture of myself. Boom. Ha! You guys didn't believe me, did you? You guys didn't think I would show a picture of myself. There I am, boys, in all my beauty. Listen, all right? My hair, listen, this was like post-airplane trip Gary, okay? This was like after a long flight and I was tired and my hair is kind of fucked up. But yeah, this was like a, hey, if you find me... Also, do you guys like my eyebrow hair? Look how long my eyebrow hair is. What is this? This is disgusting. My eyebrows are like the Amazon rainforest. It should be chopped off like here. Like this goes in way too far. Sorry, that's just bothering me about myself. Yeah, there I am. I'm pretty open about it. And then I took pictures afterwards. So this is me and Zizarin, the streamer. This is me and Quinn. This is me and we don't want to talk about that. Then my ExileCon everything. This is me and the previous VIP ticket holder. God, I hate my hair in this photo. This guy held VIP last time and had dinner at Jonathan's house and everything. That was pretty cool. My posse that I was with. People making fun of my pictures. ExileCon hideout that I've already redeemed. This was my seat at ExileCon. Oh, I guess I can show you the video. I'm in the ExileCon video, like announcement. POE to ExileCon 2023. So I'm in the ExileCon like announcement. Higher quality, zoom in. So I am right there. I can tell where I am because I'm sitting next to a really hairy dude. These two guys, we accidentally took the same flight together and we're like, we're going to New Zealand. Yeah, we're going to New Zealand. I'm like, okay, what are you going to Auckland for? And they're like, ExileCon. And I was like, oh, so am I. So I'm sitting right here. So if you ever see me, okay, there's the trailer. Everyone's cheering. I'm looking for like a cheering shot of the crowd. There I am. Okay. So we zoom around here, 25 seconds. At this point, I'm on my Discord. I'm like, oh my God, we're about to hear the announcement. So this is the back of the crowd. I am right. Of course, they turn the green lights off. I'm like right here. Are you in Australia? No, mate. You see me? Do you expect me to go down to Macca's? I can't do an Australian accent. I can't do any accent. I wish I could do accents. No, I'm in Western US. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. There's a huckleberry bush. There's a goo boy. Preparian. Yep, I was right there, chat. I was right there. Looking at Crip's tummy, and I'm like, Crip! Tuck in your shirt if you're gonna do that, Crip! Yeah, I was right there. I was right. I'm right. Hold on. I'm right here. I'm leaning forward, chat. Look at this. I don't even know how well you guys can see this. I'm like leaning forward. I'm like, dude, just show the fucking video. I want to play PoE 2. Oh yeah, so they showed the big trailer. Everybody's happy. Oh my gosh, game is coming out. Oh, big announcement. Yeah, all the trailers. Hold on, cheering. Where am I? Okay, Chris Wilson comes out, and look at me clapping. Woohoo! Chris Wilson! I saw him live. This is the guy we saw the trailer on yesterday, and he was right there in front of me. The t-shirt he's wearing, by the way, was part of an ExileCon like card game you can play where you can beat him as the boss and get a cool little mirror tab thing. This is Jonathan. Saw him IRL. Beard, much less luscious now than it was before. They talk about PoE 2. There was one shot here that was really funny. When they announced the beta date. New Atlas Keystones, new league, Ascendancy revamps. When did they talk about the beta date? Okay, boss dies. There we go. Okay, so this, let me pause music here. So let me turn this up for you. This was wild because I was there in the crowd. I don't remember what the crowd's reaction was here when they saw this.
2024. Path of Exile 2 has been a long time.
Hold on, what was there?
2024. The beta. Well, we're in our last year of development, but we're still finishing acts, adding skills, and balancing everything. The closed beta is going to start on June 7th, 2024. Path of Exile 2.
Yeah, you hear the ooze. Chat, this was July of 2023 when this happened. And by the way, yesterday, they announced the delay of the beta until near the end of the year. Oh, that hurt, chat. That hurt me so much to go all the way to ExileCon.
It's been a long time coming, and we're incredibly excited to be near
the
finish line.
whole crowd. Oh, we all had that same reaction.
We're determined not. I'll hand back over to Chris, and he's gonna.
Yeah, that's all that is. But like, yeah, no, ExileCon was a blast. Yeah, so there's me. 48 minutes left. I was standing there like a moron for an hour. Whoa! All the announcements. I'm looking for any other pictures I took. Oh, this was Mathel. If you guys know that streamer, I was watching him play. This was his gameplay footage here on this white screen, and then he was back here, and this was the closest I could get. I love this picture. This is my favorite picture at all of ExileCon. This picture was the merch line, except it's not a line, it's two lines parallel to each other leading up to the merch line. And the best part about it, chat, in this whole line, hold on, I'm gonna zoom in just right here. That's the most I can zoom in. The best part about this line is you look up, you look up, you look up, and then this guy's face is how I felt looking at that line. Dude, this guy's face. I have no idea who this guy is. One day we will find out. And I want to talk to him on Discord about what he was feeling in this moment. Because goddamn, that face and that line is so fucking funny to me. Because like that is like, he is like my spirit animal when I was like looking at that line. God, that was so funny when I looked at that picture later. I didn't even know I was doing it. He's just like, oh. At least they're not rushing and cramming the last of development, taking the time they need. Yeah, true. We'll see, though. Ooh, boy, it's been a while since the game came out. There is one more picture. Oh, this was the, I don't know if you guys know who this guy is. He was on Reddit, for the PoE Reddit. This guy won 2 pens, the mirror pens. This is a Mage Blood card. This is the rarest card in the card game at ExileCon. This is a mirror, which only was handed out 7 times in the whole ExileCon, where if you beat Chris Wilson or Jonathan in the card game, you got a mirror, but only the first 7 of each one or something. And this is a Quicksilver pen, of which I had it. Yes, I did flip my name badge around on purpose. But yeah, this is the guy. Oh my God, Jesus. What else? What was? Hold on. I did something else while I was there. I did post a lot more pictures later. This, oh my God, the fucking New Zealand line. New Zealand airport, fix your shit. What is this line? Dude, this isn't even the beginning of the passport line. This is like parallel lines. This one's just a little bit shorter. The line led up to here, and then I saw, and I was like, I'm gonna take this picture. All passports, nothing to declare. This line, chat, I was in here for probably 2 hours, standing around like a moron, okay? Jesus Christ. I'm already dead inside for standing in this line. Oh, here's my pictures. Okay, pictures with cosplayers. This was this. Oh, I'm so glad I took this. This looks like a nothing picture, but chat, this was the beginning of the line. I stood here and this is where the line started because I got there early. I got there like 2 hours early to like get in line, and I was near the front, and this line started to form behind me. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm going to take a cute little picture of that. We'll come back to that later. This is the guy I went with. This is some art when we walked in. This is the Mathel thing again, shop thing again. These were a couple of guys that we stood with on day 2 because I stood in line again. I hate this double chin. What is this picture? I don't even have a double chin, and I have a double chin in this picture. I don't even know that's possible. There's other guys in line. Another guy in line that I talked to for a long time, he was behind me. Interesting thing, chat, behind all of us is an ice skating rink because it was July, but it's like in New Zealand, so they live in backwards land, so it was winter there, so I just thought that was kind of cool. Oh, I remember her. Her boyfriend works for GGG, but she had to like wait in line with the rest of us. So we talked to her for a while. She actually has a Twitch account. She knows that like I'm a VTuber and everything. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, we've seen her around. This was where I was standing when they did the ARPG discussion at the end of ExileCon. So this is Kriparian. He's just interviewing people. This guy, and this guy made Diablo 2. So that's cool. This is David Brevik. He's gone on to do other things. All these guys worked for Blizzard. This guy was the maker of Fate. If you've ever played that old PC game, long time ago. This is Chris Wilson. This is another guy that doesn't work for GGG anymore, I think. He either doesn't work for GGG or he does. I don't remember. Okay. This is where the line started, like 5 minutes after I started getting in line. This was the line. Dude. This fucking line was so long. Where's my music? Hello? There we go. So this was the line. This is me right here looking fat and ugly. Dude, I swear to God, I am not as fat as these photos show, okay? This is where I was standing. This is near the front. This is the ice skating rink I was talking about. This is the line. It goes over here, and then it wraps back around, and then it goes woo, 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 woo. It's a really long line. This is where all the non-VIPs stood, and I'm glad I got somebody to send me this picture, because he's like, I took a picture of the whole line. So this is me. This was the girl I was talking about, the boyfriend, or the girl. Fuck, the music is too loud. The girlfriend of the guy who works at Grinding Gear Games, and then this is the guy I was talking to, part of the POS. What else here? I took more pictures. I already showed you the picture of Zizarin and everything. I think that's it. That might be it. I took more pictures. Oh my God. Okay, this is not me. This is actually a VTuber, believe it or not. Did I say her name? I hope so. No! Oh, I didn't say her name. I don't remember who that is. I just saw her randomly one day. I'm like, what the fuck? I think that's it. All right, well, anyway. Where were we doing? Jump to present. Okay, sorry. I got way distracted there. We were just going through old New Zealand photos. Okay. Wow, viewership just died. Ooh, does this give me an excuse to end stream early? To go to sleep? Chat, what if I make you a deal? What if today we end stream now because I am about to keel over in tiredness and I can't even think about programming, which is why I talked about New Zealand for 10 minutes. How about this? Let's end stream early today. Tomorrow, we're going to stream for a long time because it's going to be during the day. I might start streaming around like 11 o'clock, noon, my time. Right now, it's 6:16 my time, so noon tomorrow. I'm thinking we stream for like 6 hours or something. Basically, until I have to get ready to go see a movie with the librarian. That's all I'm going to call her, is just the librarian. Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with the librarian and we will do something else. Is this dumb? Where we standard ranges shuffle that? I don't know. But in any case, we started on the hand module. I might actually work on this tonight, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll work on the rendering art to the field because that's pretty trivial. It just takes time. In any case, we're gonna end the stream now. Have a good night. Have a good evening. That's it. Tomorrow we're gonna stream for a long time, but if you follow the Discord, you'll get notified when that happens. Oh, big excite, big excite. All right, everyone, have a good night, have a good evening. Goodbye. Mr.